Godv's only got 2 more bullets left in this gun. He might try to make one of them connect here, but it looks like the 2 members of ENCE here, Squeaky and Mikaz, are going to be relatively okay. Yep, Squeaky's inside the house. Mikaz has got a grenade in his hand, but Godv's only got 2 bullets in here, so this is probably pretty safe here.
They don't know that, though, so they're going to try to avoid every single window that they can. Looks like they might be prepping the motorcycle, or are they just kind of resetting it? You can tell one of these things happens. Either they're just kind of repositioning so that way if they need to make the great getaway, they're set and ready to go, or yeah, that's just all they were doing. They're just turning around, poking it back over towards the doors. Nothing too crazy. Nice shot coming out for Forever. Gets it down onto Mikaz. Is this going to be the go signal? And looks like it. They're firmly aware that there are only 2 people there. So here comes the crashes. Look at this. Godv just runs right down, and Squeaky's like, nah, bro, you're on your own now. I don't want to have anything to do with this. And nice shots coming out. Can Squeaky even make it away? Reloads are going to come through, and you can see the follow-up shots are not quite connecting. I think he's going to make it up over the hill and does manage to make it to safety, but Mikaz, sorry, bro. All right.
I'm glad we can agree on that. No, we did just become best friends.
It's the way it works. We're up here doing like a happy dance. You guys don't even get to see, but uh-oh. Driftley gets a nice shots back over towards NN as he's just going to get flushed out there. Easy peasy pick up on points for them. But we've got ENCE. It looks like Rustamar was also looking back on another angle. Lambu's right on top of Grenade, going to go down as well. This is not good for Afreeca. Freecs Fatal as they are just getting dismantled on their approach. They've got 4am down on the other side of this, taking a couple of shots as well. And that is so many people going out. I think there is only just 1 member. If you're familiar with how Stallbur is set up, there's all these little flat places as you make your way up. It's almost like a step-style position. It looks like Envy's Venerated getting a nice shot over towards Fong, but with those high ground positions covered, you have to be very careful on your approach. Leo, last member up, a couple of shots coming on the other side of that, and that's going to be Venerated. Interrogate actually taking the shots over there, so now we got Pat Caps right up into the face of them, taking a couple of shots right around the corner with it. You can see Leo doing a little bit of a peak battle back and forth around this, but Moody's going to go ahead and pick him up, and that's going to be a nice kill coming out for them, as really no other members of MP5 anywhere near here as they are way off to the east. And Tempo Storm can go for a reposition. Meanwhile, on the other side of that, VSG getting caught in that fight you were talking about with Crusaders.
Yeah, VSG, Hulk trying. He's got 2 members of the Crusaders pinned behind this tree. Hulk, the top damage dealer for VSG during the regular season, landing a lot of shots. Star-Lord getting a knock as well. Hulk confirms the kill onto Raspu here. VSG pouncing onto the Crusaders.
Crazy reposition from Star-Lord, starting to pay off, but he does go down. That's going to put him in a terrible spot, easily flushed out. So now VSG, they only have that 1 angle, trying to see if they can get anything else out of it. On the other side of this, we've got 4am taking a couple of shots back over towards 17, and yes, you did see that pop across the top. Tempo Storm did get eliminated as well.
Yeah, a nice pick set up there by, oh, wait. No, oh yeah, that was okay.
Tempo Storm eliminated on the other side of it.
Yeah, the other way. Yeah.
Sorry.
I thought that was going to be a nice pick. Oh my goodness, VSG just tearing them apart. But 1 FPS does get a knock here as well. So 1 remaining member here for the Crusaders. 2 members up and a knock here for VSG. Juanita trying to find an angle here. Dangche trying to get the flank.
So with this, we got a Dangche slowly making his way up that hillside. We've got Zero getting a little bit of a gatekeeping spot, but really it's just taking so much time. You can see that the blue is about to connect over here. They're going to have to make their way up and forward. 1 FPS kind of holding this other angle, slowing them down, but it's almost a mutually assured destruction point for this. As yeah, you can see Juanita just does a nice spin back around towards 1 FPS. Now it's just Zero up to the top, and it's going to be the rest of VSG having to make a push back up there. Are they running back over to, no, surely they're not going to try to res. I wouldn't be surprised if they're just trying to get some meds off of this, as I believe Juanita's just acknowledged the fact that this is where I'm going to have to live for a while.
What started out as a good fight for VSG here has quickly fallen apart. Rusty.
Going to be interesting to see how we see the approach come through. Are they going to hear the footsteps as Moody is just walking up and forward? Actually takes the shots back over towards Spartan. This is going to give away their position back over to Winstrike. And you see instantly spinning back around onto this. It's going to be Tixu, looks back down onto 1 angle. Going to try to connect over with Pat Caps. Shots do come through, but that's going to be 1 down. Now it's all just on Nuke trying to play on that other angle. It's just not going to pay off as Winstrike does get eliminated. And you can see the other members of Envy just trying to run back down and res. A lot of nice angles coming into play.
Yeah, they've taken a lot of knocks already, so you can see their health is ticking down quite quickly. They're trying to get in and get these reses off. The smokes are down. Right now, they look relatively safe. Envy doing a great job just hanging on by a thread here.
They are just having to chain res as they make their way through. That means it's going to be a lot of armor lost, a lot of meds moving into these fights. They're getting a couple of kills here, but haven't really had a chance to loot a lot. We've got BB that's up on top of this hill with NIP right down below him. And again, Armory Gaming taking the shots, really ripping them apart from the side.
Love the aggression here from AG, looking to try to put some damage into ninjas in pajamas and maybe make them feel a little bit worse about the end of their day, despite the incredible day that the ninjas in pajamas have had. Boya here looking to set up with his Mini 14. NBS is throwing some grenades to try to back off but BB makes an aggressive move here and wipes NIP out.
Just looks back down the hillside. Meanwhile, Armory Gaming was kind of going for a flank position off to the side of this. We've got 17 and 4am right up on top of each other, just a rock separating. Grenades are just going a little bit wide. As you can see, Monkey King right up on top of this. Gonna spray back down on the angle, gets the one. You can see his teammate funks back around, but it's gonna be on the other side of this. So Godv now under a little bit of pressure, the last member alive. He did get a couple of downs off of this, just trying to go for the flush. Very aware that the push could be coming, but how is Shox gonna play this? Is he gonna go for the push as well? Godv, the last guy standing, he can spot it, and look at that! Godv gets the shots and should be able to get the res. We've got Envy that's just slowly pushing their way further and further in towards the circle, just trying to collect more information. Looks like they might have spotted Zampa as he was going for a peek on the other side of this. Zampa, I believe we just saw him get a crate a second ago, so curious to see what tools he has inside of him, as it's going to be Zira getting taken down there, so that's going to be Crusaders going out, but Moody's still looking back up for this, and I believe Zampa sees him as well. A couple of bullets exchanged back and forth, as I believe Zampa probably he's gonna keep going for that peek. That's Zampa. We know Zampa does these types of things.
Moody just barely misses. Oh, he does get the headshot onto Zampa. What a Car 98 headshot there. Incredible stuff from Moody. I love to see those bolt action snipers.
Here we go. Envy slowly creeping up the other side. They've got Armory Gaming back down behind them. Tempo Storm should be getting that res, but Envy is going for the push onto it. VSG making their way into the circle, and you can see, look back and forth on both these angles. Shots coming back up for it. Lots of repositions now starting to make their way forward. Tempo Storm starting to push their way forward. Zampa takes a little bit of damage, but Pat Caps takes more, so retreats back down the hillside. We've got Moody doing a push right onto one side of it. Sharky spots out Venerated. Pat Caps could be a little bit more vulnerable off that side, but Moody, it all hinges on his aim. He looks back up. He doesn't spot them out, and there we go. Zampa holds off of one angle. Sharky also holding on to the other one. Pat Caps goes down, and the two-man squad from Tempo Storm eliminates Team Envy.
Incredible defense here from Tempo Storm, but now VSG, the last two members here, looking to try to capitalize on this. Hulk getting a lot of damage onto Zampa. He will get the knock. Looking to try to push in onto Sharky. Juanitas coming in from the other side. He's going around the corner, trying to flush out Zampa, but Hulk doing a lot of damage here. Sharky on his last legs, coming over the hill, and Hulk will wipe out Tempo Storm.
VSG now sitting on 8 kills.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. AG has all 4 members up, but they are on the low ground here. 4am and VSG control the high ground, so it could be a very difficult proposition for them to get up. It depends on how this next circle goes. It's about to show itself, so Sato, he's not going to have much longer before he needs to be flushed out of this building. His door is cut off by the blue as well here, so they are still waiting. Duckmans is not going to let Sato get away with this.
There we go. Sato's going to have to make his push up and forward, so you can see AG trying to get a little bit more information. Do spot out forever. Seem to be aware of where ZGG is at as well. So Duckman's always been the point man for Armory Gaming, and he has had some crazy kills coming in, but he's got 4am right up in front of him. Keep in mind, VSG also looking back over towards 4am, so they have to be very cautious on how they make their approach.
Yeah, 4am here, still trying to put some shots onto VSG. Nothing quite landing there. They know where they are, but they're not able to quite get those shots through the grass there. Forever starting to inch his way a little bit more towards the middle, trying to find an angle on them. There's such a steep hill here in between them and AG that he's kind of able to a little bit safely do this, but General has moved up to this tree.
ZGG really wants to make the push back over there, but he knows that could just turn out so terrible, as now a little bit of a fight is happening between BB on one side of it, and they've got Godv on the other side. Sato's just taking some damage, and there we go, finally eliminated. AG has a little bit more control of the circle, but look at that, Godv does get the shot back over towards General as well. Godv now going for a strong uphill position on them. Duckmans could be a little bit vulnerable, as now we also have VSG pushing around the outside of this. This could put AG in a sandwich position, so has to be extremely cautious. Here we go, the grenade is getting cooked. This is kind of hard to hit, as it could roll back down that hillside. Yeah, that's a very steep angle back behind him. So now we do have damage slowly creeping up that hill. He knows exactly where Godv is at. Got Hulk on the other side of it, and look at that. That's going to be Duckman's going down. VSG just walking right back up to the vulnerable Frank on the side of AG, so has to be very, very cautious. Godv gets the angle back down on the other side of this. We saw AG, they had the numbers, but they are just getting destroyed on 2 different angles.
Godv, the absolute hero here for 4am in the last game, trying to make it a good finish for them going into this. Hulk getting us some damage. Juanita taking some damage as well, but they do get Hanboya 10 kills here for VSG, and they are into the last 2 against 4am.
Here we go. 4am has a strong position. They've got the grenades starting to rain down next to Juanita. Hulk pops up and just gets instantly dropped, and Juanita goes down as well. So that is going to be a great kill coming out from 4am, getting themselves 11 kills, all things considered.
What a huge moment there when Godv was able to clutch that fight against 17 and get the last 2 members of his team up. That proved to be the pivotal point in the